underneath the jowls, up the side of the face, up and over the cheek area. It's also pulling the sides of the mouth either to the sides here as well. And it's doing a nice flexing part of it. I didn't bother with the rotation on most of them. It's probably not going to get used an enormous amount. The rotation just affects the very nearest joints that it might need to work with, and then the rest is just position. I readjusted a couple of things too. I reoriented some of these controls so they're pointing in a bit better position down the bones, and I really want to adjust this one a bit more. I want it to go up this angle a bit better, and the way to do that is to actually select not just this one. If you rotate this one, it won't have an effect on the direction it goes, because it's the parent, it's the offset from the parent that's causing a problem there. So what we're going to do is select both. You really only need to actually rotate the parent, but it would look kind of strange and wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. And again, make sure you turn on affect children, don't affect children, and then rotate it to the direction you want, and you can adjust just how it pulls the face and in what angles it pulls the face on, so you can actually get it to go and sort of tweak the direction that you like. So that's working pretty good. I'm getting a pretty nice flex out to the side, nice pull, and a nice pull when I go out on the Z. You can actually sort of round the face out in that area, pull the corner of the mouth out. Now again, you might want to go in and adjust values for all X, Y, and Z axes so that, you know, pulling out doesn't affect this as much as pushing it back, things of that nature. But you know, that's a real refined thing, and it's just whatever you happen to need, and obviously how much time do you have to sit and play with it. So you can always go further. Of course, there is always multiple solutions to the same problem, part of the beauty of it all. The next thing I want to do is I want to tack another control back here, and that's going to affect kind of this area, and then I might even put one up on the cheek to sort of affect the cheek area more as a sort of as a top control. I'm also going to put one top and bottom lip that's going to pull in the top and bottom a fair bit, and so there's going to be several new ones going to be added in. Now, part of the trick of this is that I'm just going to copy this control, and I'm just going to do a quick align to here, I guess, and move it out and find a good spot for this. So this is going to be the cheek one. It's going to handle it over here. Now, part of the issue with this one is, looks like a good angle to put it on about there, maybe. Part of the problem with this one is if I connect this control up to this joint here up to this control, and then just parent this control into the system the way I have, which is just down to the jawbone. When I move this control, I'm going to be leaving this behind, and it's not going to rotate with it, and that may not be what we want. Again, we want this to actually move with it. A couple of different ways we can do it. One interesting way I've found to do this sort of thing is to actually completely cheat and create, for all intents and purposes, somewhat of a circular dependency going. What I'm going to do is I want to parent this control right back into the point helper that moves when I move this. So now what happens is that control automatically moves with the face. Now the problem is I have to get this to move with this, so circular dependency. What's great about list controllers is we can layer up things and get them to work the way we want. Now this should also be aligned to this because it's going to run in that direction anyways for that joint. And it looks like because it's parent into it's going to flip it over and whatnot right now. I don't know quite why, but there we go. Orientation wise. And so now what we can do is, again, sorry, just go back and parent it back into it. So now what can happen is when I pull on this, it's going to affect this joint and probably a couple around it again. It won't affect the corner of the mouth, though. It'll pull this one and probably move this one and this one and this one a little bit to get them just to pull and stretch nicely with it. So now what I'm going to do is on this joint here, go back to my list controllers. You